Yohanan chapter 18. Having said these words, Yahusha went out with his taught ones beyond the Kidron torrent, where there was a garden into which he and his taught ones entered. And Yehuda, who delivered him up, also knew the place, because Yahusha often met there with his taught ones. Yehuda then, having received a company of soldiers and officers from the chief priests and Pharisees, came there with lanterns and torches and weapons. Yahusha, then knowing all that would come upon him, went forward and said to them, "Whom do you seek?" They answered him, "Yahusha of Nazareth." Yahusha said to them, "I am." And Yehuda, who delivered him up, was also standing with them. When therefore he said to them, "I am," he drew back and fell to the ground. Once more he asked them, "Whom do you seek?" And they said, "Yahusha of Nazareth." Yahusha answered, "I said to you that I am. If then you seek me, allow these to go, in order that the word might be filled, which he spoke of. Of those whom you have given me I have lost none." Then Shimon Kepha, having a sword, drew it and struck the high priest's servant and cut off his right ear, and the servant's name was Melech. Then Yahusha said to Kepha, "Put your sword into the sheath. Shall I not drink the cup which my father has given me?" Then the company of soldiers and the commander and the officers of the Yahudim seized Yahusha and bound him, and they led him away to Hanan first, for he was the father-in-law of Caiaphas, who was high priest that year. Now Caiaphas was the one who gave counsel to the Yahudim that it was better that one man should die for the people. And Shimon Kepha followed Yahusha with another taught one, and that taught one was known to the high priest, and went with Yahusha into the courtyard of the high priest. But Kepha was standing outside at the door, so the other taught one, who was known to the high priest, went out and spoke to her who kept the door, and brought Kepha in. Then the servant girl who kept the door said to Kepha, "Are you also one of his taught ones?" He said, "I am not." And the servants and officers who had made a fire of coals stood there because it was cold, and they warmed themselves. And Kepha was standing with them and warming himself. Then the high priest asked Yahusha about his taught ones and his teaching. Yahusha answered him, "I speak openly to the world. I also taught in the congregation and in the set-apart place, where the Yehudim always meet, and I spoke no word in secret. Why do you ask me? Ask those who have heard me what I said to them. See, they know what I said." And when he said this, one of the officers who stood by slapped Yahusha in the face, saying, "Do you answer the high priest this way?" Yahusha answered him, "If I have spoken evilly, bear witness of the evil. But if well, why do you strike me?" Then Hanan sent him bound to the high priest Caiaphas. And Shimon Kepha was standing and warming himself. Then they said to him, "Are you also one of his taught ones?" He denied it and said, "I am not." One of the servants of the high priest, a relative of the one whose ear Kepha cut off, said, "Did I not see you in the garden with him?" Then Kepha again denied it, and immediately a cock crowed. Then they led Yahusha from Caiaphas to the palace, and it was early. And they themselves did not go into the palace, lest they should be defiled, but that they might eat the Pesach. Pilate therefore came out to them and said, "What accusation do you bring against this man?" They answered and said to him, "If he were not an evildoer, we would not have delivered him up to you." Then Pilate said to them, "You take him and judge him according to your law." The Yehudim said to him, "It is not right for us to put anyone to death," in order that the word of Yahusha might be filled, which he spoke, signifying by what death he was about to die. Then Pilate went back into the palace and called Yahusha and said to him, "Are you the sovereign of the Yehudim?" Yahusha answered him, "Do you say this from yourself, or did others talk to you about me?" Pilate answered, "Am I a Yehudi? Your own nation and chief priests have delivered you to me. What do you do?" Yahusha answered, "My reign is not of this world. If my reign were of this world, my servants would fight, so that I should not be delivered to the Yahudim. But now my reign is not from here." Then Pilate said to him, "You are a sovereign then?" Yahusha answered, "You say it because I am a sovereign. For this I was born, and for this I have come into the world, that I should bear witness to the truth. Everyone who is of the truth hears my voice. Pilate said to him, What is truth? And when he said this, he went out again to the Yehudim and said to them, I find no guilt in him. But if you have a habit that I shall release someone to you at the Pesach, do you wish then that I release to you the sovereign of the Yehudim? Then they all shouted again, saying, Not this one, but Barabbas. And Barabbas was a robber.